Week in, week out, you read his words on the site. Time to hear the voice behind those thoughts. Every Wednesday, we'll launch Parrish's three-pointers, the three topics on our college basketball experts Gary Parrish's radar that you may not be thinking about that, plus just a little bit of a rant at the end of every segment. So we say hi to Gary Parrish, and Gary, what's going on, Spike?
Just trying to make it day to day. Everything's good.
Good. Well, you can see on the thing that the hair is still there, the faux hawk is still there, which is always good to see. Let's get into our free throw, something worth 1 point here. Texas loses Kevin Durant, undefeated so far this season, and they have wins against Tennessee and UCLA. Is it possible that they're better without Durant?
It's not only possible, it seems completely likely. And, the explanation would be, and I talked to the Texas staff last year, and just by nature, when you've got a guy that good who's on the court with you, you tend to say, well, we don't need it on this possession. Kevin will get it done. Well, Kevin will get this shot. Well, Kevin will get this rebound. And I think maybe everybody sort of fell into that last year. Now he's gone. Everybody knows for the past 8 months they've got to, quote-unquote, step up. So now what you've got is A.J. Abrams, Augustine, Damian James, Ashley, Justin Mason. They're all playing better because they all feel like they have to play better to be better. Now you got wins over UCLA, Tennessee. It's a very, very good team, and I think we were all a little bit short-sighted. Everybody focused on the loss of Durant. Nobody recognized, or very few did. They returned 4 starters from a team that won 25 games. So this team's really, really good.
And let's not forget that those guys that returned did just won at Pauley Pavilion against UCLA, which you mentioned. All right, Texas, Gary, this year not one of those teams featuring freshmen, but certainly great ones around the country. You got Michael Beasley at Kansas State, Eric Gordon, Indiana, Derrick Rose, Memphis, O.J. Mayo at USC, and the list goes on and on and on. The last two played each other at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night. It seems to be the talk of college basketball. Is that going to be the trend year in, year out, Gary, where you've got college freshmen that is the conversation piece everywhere?
Well, this class is extraordinary, and so was last season's with Durant and Oden. But it is going to be every year where we're talking about the freshmen being among the best in the nation, and the reason is simple. By and large, if you're good enough to be in the NBA as a sophomore, junior, senior, you are, with the exception of a Darren Collison, a Tyler Hansborough, a Ty Lawson. Rudy Gay, good enough to be in the NBA? He goes. LaMarcus Aldridge, good enough to be there? He goes. So what we have now are a bunch of sophomores, juniors, and seniors who, frankly, aren't good enough to already be there. And then you move in a freshman class with 5, 6, 7 guys who are good enough to be in the NBA now, but they can't be because of the age limit rule. So, yeah, I mean, is every class going to be like this class? Probably not. Definitely not. In fact, next year's class is sort of a down class, at least relatively. But we're going to be talking about the freshmen every year because they're the most talented guys every year until this rule's changed.
Does that bother you, Gary?
Not so much. I mean, I don't fundamentally like the rule. I don't think we should be keeping guys who have no business in college or no interest in college. But on the other hand, if I can get to see Eric Gordon, O.J. Mayo, Derrick Rose for 1 year rather than 0, as a person who watches college basketball every day, I'll take it.
All right, Gary, let's get to our three-pointer here. Everyone knows Gonzaga, been in the tournament for the better part of a decade. What other school, though, out west that people normally can't see because they don't start till midnight should be on people's radar?
Well, we'll stay in the West Coast Conference and go with St. Mary's. I mean, it's a team, they go ahead and get an early win against Oregon, come back it with a 15-point win over Seton Hall. And, the focus there, since we're talking about freshmen, kid from Australia, Patty Mills. He's averaging 16 points, 5 assists, and he's a guy who's sort of been in the Australian national team program and sort of been a star over there, but you never know quite how it's going to translate. Aaron Bruce was very good. He's now at Baylor. Great as a freshman, just sort of a normal college basketball player now. But Mills seems to be, a step above. He's athletic, he's smart, and he's leading this team. And we're going to have a great race for the WCC title that we're not usually accustomed to. St. Mary's and Gonzaga right now, I think both top 25 teams.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one, Gary. All right, real quickly, what's going to be on your radar the rest of the week here?
I'm going to hit Nashville tonight to go see another Australian. I'm going to go to the Vandy Wake Forest game. I want to see this kid, A.J. Ogilvy. Again, we grow up watching these guys come through the AAU ranks, and so we know about Rose and Mayo and Beasley. But Patty Mills and A.J. Ogilvy, they're from Australia, so we don't see them, we don't know them, and we're skeptical for good reason. But by all accounts, every coach, scout, NBA personnel person I talk to says that this kid's the real deal, so I'm going to go see him.
All right, Gary, you enjoy that, and we'll look forward to all your articles on the website, and we'll talk to you again next Wednesday.
Sounds great. I'll be looking forward to it.
All right, that's the man we affectionately like to call Spike. Gary Parrish and his three-pointers only here on CBSSports.com every single Wednesday. Folks, be sure to read all of his articles throughout the season. Of course, check out In the Paint starting December 20th with Bill Raftery only here on CBSSports.com. And, of course, college basketball previews with Clark Kellogg and Steve Lapis. Those begin as well. So all kinds of college basketball coverage throughout the season on CBSSports.com. Until then, for Gary Parrish, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.